Hello everyone, this is SOURCECODEX, aka Jazz Fusion Guy. And if any of you are saying, his voice doesn't sound exactly right, well, that's because I'm in about day 6 of full-blown COVID. I feel a lot better, took that Paxlovid medicine, I'm just trying to take care of myself. So this is, again, one of those, what have I been up to lately in my shopping? And what have I bought? And what have I got that I bought that's up for sale? And I will talk about those later. Got some rarities that I'm offering. Okay, in the Holdsworth category, I just picked up this YOU Italian guitarist, pay homage to Alan Holdsworth. I got this at Laser's Edge. It's an Italian import on the Lizard label, but I highly recommend it. It's a really nice collection of stuff. And these guys, all of them do a really good legato, and the compositions are quite interesting. From Japan, I picked up this new Tony Williams live recording, 2 CD. Alan Holdsworth is playing on it. A boot for sure, but well worth it. And I may have discussed this in an earlier video. I don't know. I can't remember. But here is Soma on the CD. That's really hard to find these days. And it's got Holdsworth on it. Some more Holdsworth, a boot from Japan, at the Pit Inn, Tokyo, 1994. Live at the Roxy, 1993, Alan Holdsworth. Alan Holdsworth, the Atabacron Tour, live 1986. Live at all these various places, which I'm not going to say. But I'm looking forward to hearing that. And there's Alan Holdsworth, California, 1983. Live at the Stone, San Francisco. Live at the Keystone, Berkeley. 2 CD set. That'll be nice. Now, related to Holdsworth, here is Bruford, the Stone Club Tornado. But I don't think Holdsworth is on here. John Clark is on here trying to be like Holdsworth. But this is a nice boot worth having. UK, 1978, Chicago. Another boot from Japan. UK, Edinburgh, 1978. Another one worth having. UK Live. And it is called Wolf at the Door, this particular one. Live at the Morris Stage, New Jersey, 1978, July. Another boot. UK, Lost in Contemplation. Live at Pins, Vandig. That is so wrong. But anyway, it doesn't matter. 1978, Pennsylvania. Boots are notorious for incorrect information printed on them. UK, Crystal Eyes at the Palladium, 1978. I finally finished out all of my collection of Fragile 5. This was so hard to find at a price that made any sense for a human being to buy. But I won this in an auction at eBay, so good for me. And then I bought this from Amazon Japan for a really good price. Fragile's Poison Quells Poison. And then the last one to finish it out, and I believe the last Fragile release, this is Unconscious Behavior. And again, this came from Amazon Japan at a really good price. Now in the background, some of you might say, I think I hear the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Well, you do. I'll talk about that later. Just bought this, the Mahavishnu Orchestra Dawn of the Spirits. Where is it? Boston. Okay. And then later on in McLaughlin's career, here is Live in Berlin, 1978, with the One Truth Band. That should be interesting. Listen. Now, what you're listening to in the background, I ripped this Wild Strings CD, remastered it. I'll put a link to that video that I put up. McLaughlin and the rest of the guys thought that Columbia was going to release this live recording in Cleveland, Ohio, 1972, but it never happened. And McLaughlin says this is probably one of the best live sets he thinks he ever played at. He really liked it. But I have remastered the whole recording. It sounds killer. And the watches on it are blowing up. Okay. Now there's this guy. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. Well, I will. El Subramaniam. You got Larry Clark, or Stanley Clark on here, Larry Coryell, Maynard Ferguson, Stick Subert, and all these other guys, Tony Williams. But it's got some really interesting fusion-y violin going on. Now, as far as Holdsworth goes, this guy, Laszlo Spiro, Synergetics. This is a really great release, really tight. I don't remember where I got it, Discogs or Laser CD, one of those places. Really hard to find, but it's well worth locating. And some of you know, I actually do like progressive rock, and I would put Mike Oldfield in the progressive rock category. And this is a live recording of him in London at the Queen Elizabeth Hall, 1973. And I was really intrigued because on this recording, you've got good old Steve Hillage playing. And that guy can tear a guitar up. Now, another thing on the progressive rock vein, here's a Happy the Man boot 2 CDR straight from Japan. I did not know this ever came out on CD, but Kit Watkins, who used to be the keyboardist in Happy the Man, went solo and released a lot of albums. But of all the ones he released that sound as close to Happy the Man, it would be this one called Labyrinth. And I was really shocked. I found it for a song on Amazon, so I snapped it up as soon as I saw it. Now in the psychedelia rock, I just picked up Ozric Tentacle's new one, Lotus Unfolding. I reviewed it for the label and sent them my review, and they're all, hey, thanks, great. But being the reviewer type guy I am, I don't just live on digital files like most companies send you, so I bought the real thing. So I've got that. Now, this just came in yesterday. This is Steve Roach's brand new release, The Desert Winds Have Changed. He's got a little bit of soundscapey ambience, but most of it is sequenced, that Berlin school type of electronics. And he said he was trying to channel the late Klaus Schulze because of Tangerine Dream, because he had a lot of influence on Steve Roach's early music. So this is kind of a return to his roots, his seminal roots. Now, yep, you'll say, why did he buy that? Well, I bought this because this is a strong release. Stone Temple Pilots core. Scott Weiland, is that his name? I don't know. That's the vocalist. And I always liked this album because it was one of the few albums I could sing along with, and it stayed in my range. Probably couldn't do that now. And along with all these other good things, what else did I buy? Well, I'm into classical music. This is one of the best recordings of Maurice Ravel's particular recordings here. Martha Argerich on piano. Really classic recording. Deutsche Grammophon. And I just released an album a few weeks ago called Music Inspired by the Writings of H.P. Lovecraft. I'll put a link into my album. Self-promotional stuff for you guys. But I bought this because I used Mars, the Bringer of War, from this album that was on YouTube to help me create one of my pieces. Yeah, I ripped off Gustav Holst, but a lot of metal bands have ripped off this album, Metallica and others. So I did it too. All right. Respighi, The Pines of Rome and the Roman Festivals. Really great stuff by Otterini. And Respighi again. This is, oh geez, are they going to tell me what it really is? No, they're not giving, oh yeah, it's Church Windows and it's The Birds. These are two other great recordings. And originally, these two CDs were on several LPs that I used to own. And lastly, but not leastly, I bought this Eric Satie for relaxation. Always a classic, this guy. Okay, next up, what did I buy and what did I decide out of my collection that I already owned to sell? And here we go. This is the Japanese version of Andrea Marcelli's Oneness, and Holsworth plays on 2 tracks. This is the version that most everybody has seen. And I own that, but I'm getting rid of it because it's only got 2 tracks, and frankly, the whole rest of the album I'm not into. I'm sorry. Here's a Jade Warrior release that I listened to snippets of called At Peace, and I thought, oh, I gotta have that. And then after listening to it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, I was like, boring, so I'm selling it. Okay, when you buy boots from Japan, they come in different packaging, different names, and different whatevers. And unfortunately, I bought 2 boots of Bruford, Kansas City, 1980. So I'm selling one of them. And I'll put a link to that. This is not a boot, but this is highly recommended. This is Steve Kindler's Automatic Writing. I think this is his first solo release. And I may have said this in the last video. I can never remember anything about things like this. But he played with the Mahavishnu Orchestra's second incarnation. And he also played with Jan Hammer in a Jan Hammer band. So he's got a fusion-y rock background. But this was his more new agey, hard to categorize genre release that I highly recommend if you can ever get hold of it. And you know, I may be wrong. I may actually have this for sale. I may have bought another one. If I can confirm that, then I'll put a link up to where this is for sale as well. Sorry about my bad brain power. Okay, I wound up with 2 of these Bruford's Radio Strokes. Just made a mistake, so this is up for sale too, and I'll put a link to it. UK, the Sahara of Snow. Guess what? I've got a dupe of this as well, so I'm selling it. UK's final world tour in the Far East. I bought this, I listened to it, and I'm like, I don't know. So, I'm selling it. Okay. Incredibly hard to find. Virgil Donati's Just Add Water. I have never heard Scott Henderson tear the guitar up like on this recording. Super, super rare. But I'm selling it because I already have another one. Now, remember Mark Marnie Projects, the Centrifugal Funk? Well, here's the Japanese version. And I'm selling that. You know, Gambale, Garcett, Sean Lane, all those guys are on here. Here's the American version. Centrifugal Funk. Same guys, different package. And as always, I'm selling Bill Connor's Assembler, and this is the Japanese version. This is your more straight up regular, I don't think it's an import at all, but I'm selling this. Bill Connor's Step It. These are things I just purchased for resale. And Bill Connor's Step It in another version. It is also for sale. And last but not least, we got a real rarity here. Chad Wackerman Trio Hits Live DVD. There is like 85 minutes of music on here. And you've got Mike Miller on guitar and Doug Lung on bass. I'll put some links to some of the tracks from this DVD that I just recently uploaded to my channel. But you can't find this DVD anywhere. I looked on Discogs. Amazon doesn't carry it. But guess who has got a copy and is selling it? That's right, me. So, if you're interested in that, then go ahead and pick it up. Make an offer. And I'm going to go in the other room and show you the last CD that's on the way. And that'll pretty much cover my purchases. Alright, hang on. Be right back. Okay, this is the last release that's on the way. It is ambient guitar music. Doesn't sound like a guitar at all. Sounds more like synthesizers. But this is a 2 CD release by Jeff Pierce. Hidden Shores, Empty Beach. He had a couple of releases way back that were very, very popular that he got a lot of great feedback on from people listening to it. Said it was very healing, very relaxing. Well, during the the pandemic, he recorded this because he had planned on playing these compositions live, this sort of return to those things that worked well. So, tomorrow, Jeff Pierce's Hidden Shores and Empty Beach are on the way. And I highly recommend this piece. I listened to it on YouTube as he was playing it live on his guitar. Alright, that's it. I'll be putting all the links up progressively. The video may land on YouTube before I get all the links up, but just check back over a day or three and they'll all be there for you. Alright, SOURCECODEX signing off. Happy 2024.